How to start a business.
Take effing action, put it together, and subscribe to Tom Penn's channel on YouTube now. Yeah, I like it. It's crazy.
Congratulations. You are going to start a business. You're going to be your own boss. Nobody can tell you what to do. Well, not entirely true, but you're gonna decide your own future. That's true. So just before you take the leap, I want to share with you some practical things about how to start a business so that it'll help you on your journey. And I don't mean, how to file paperwork, right? Even I don't know how to do that. I want to make sure that your business will be successful, right? The very first thing that I want you to think about is that most businesses fail, right? Do you have the mindset, the mentality? Are you prepared for failure, right? I believe it's like 90% of the businesses fail in the first 2 3 years. By the third year, most businesses would have gone out of business, and most often because they ran out of money. That is the most common reason why entrepreneurs exit their business, because they invested in the business, they throw money at it, they cannot generate enough revenue, eventually they run out of money and they have no choice but to shut the business down. That is a very common reason for failure. I want you to look at how much money you have, right? If you have not enough money to run the business for the next 1, 2, 3 years, you really should not be thinking about running a business, because you don't know what will happen. Maybe your business will be a complete success. Maybe it will be a colossal failure, right? You don't know what will happen, but we always hope for the best, but we have to plan for the worst. So what happens if your business doesn't generate enough revenue in the first month, in the second month, in the first year, in the second year? What if your business doesn't generate enough money to cover your costs? You gotta pay rent, you gotta pay electricity, you gotta pay your employees, you gotta pay for material. Are you going to be able to cover those costs while you don't have enough revenue, right? Spreadsheet is a very important tool, right? You should do a profit and loss analysis. I'm not saying that you do this analysis for the next 6 weeks. No, I want you to quickly jot down what are your projected revenue, what are your expected cost, when do you think you'll break even? First month, how many customers do you think you will have? Second month, how many customers do you think you will have? Third month, how many customers and orders do you think you will have? What about your cost? You know how much you're gonna pay for rent, you know how much you're gonna pay for electricity, you know how much you have to hire people and pay their salaries, you know the cost of your material, etc., right? So you can add up all the income, you can add up all the cost, when it will not be immediate. Guarantee first month you're gonna lose money, second month you're gonna lose money. And at what point are you gonna reach a point where your cost and revenue, balance out? For some businesses, it could be as fast as 6 months. For other business, it could be 3 years, even 10 years. So for example, in the e-commerce space, I don't know of any e-commerce business in Vietnam or Southeast Asia that makes money. They're all still losing money after 10 years of operation, right? So you need to really carefully think about how long you can last if you cannot generate revenue fast enough. That is the number one thing that I want new entrepreneurs to think about before they take the leap. You do not want to go into a business with not enough money and then have to exit, 6 months later. That would have been a disaster. I have a video about how to find the fucking money, right? So you have limited capital. Not everybody has money in the bank, but if you have a great idea and you have executional ability, then I would look at how to get investors to back you up, right? So I have a video, 9 ways to find the fucking money. Go look for it in my channel. and that might help you to get more money to fund your business so you can last longer, so you don't have to make money immediately. Maybe you can plan out to make money in your third year. The second thing I want new entrepreneurs to think about is the growth potential of your business. I think this is a very important one, right? A lot of people start a business thinking that they are going to make a lot of money, they're going to have financial freedom, they're going to have personal freedom, but that's not always true. Let's say, for example, you're going to start a restaurant. Restaurants are hard because most restaurants, you have to go into the restaurant early in the morning. If you're managing it yourself, you have to go into the restaurant early in the morning to prepare everything. And usually you have to leave really late because your opening hours are probably late, right? So if your restaurant closed at 10, you're probably getting home by 12 o'clock at night. These restaurants operate very long hours. So if you think that opening a business is gonna give you personal freedom, you can do whatever you want, that may be an illusion, because what happens is that when you're an entrepreneur, when you have a business, the business will actually tie you down. You have no time for family, you have no time for friends, you have no time for coffee time, you have no time for movies, you have no time for fun things that you would otherwise do. Do not get disillusioned thinking that entrepreneurship equals freedom. It's not. Entrepreneurship is pain and suffering. And you're gonna work 16, 18 hours a day. And if you're successful, maybe sometime in the future when you're a millionaire, when you have $10 million in the bank, right? Then you have true freedom. But not when you are struggling, not when you're starting out. It is very, very difficult. And most people quit at this stage. Once they realize, holy shit, I have to go to the restaurant at 4 o'clock in the morning and I can't leave at midnight, and I'm working my ass off, I'm so tired every day. That's when they quit. That's when they say, fuck this shit, I'm not doing this anymore. Let me go back to a job. And I see that a lot. I see a lot of people that start a business, after 3 months, they go back and start a new job, because entrepreneurship is not for everyone. I know that because I interview a lot of people and I see a lot of people in that situation. Entrepreneurship doesn't always necessarily give you financial freedom unless you can hit success immediately, right? In the first year, 2 years, third year, you're probably struggling. You're always trying to find out where you're gonna find the money to fund your business, because your business is probably not making money. So you're constantly looking for ways to keep the business alive, right? You gotta pay employees, you gotta pay rent, and sometimes you run out of money and you gotta say, well, where can I borrow this money? Can I ask my family and friends? And this is when your family and friends turn against you, right? Like, they don't want to lend you money. So entrepreneurship is definitely not good on family life and friendships. And entrepreneurship is not a guarantee that you will reach a financial freedom, at least not in the beginning. You're gonna struggle very hard to find money to fund your business. So let's talk about the scalability of your business, right? So let's say you go into a restaurant business. The restaurant business is really truly not scalable, because let's say you open up one location and you have some success, you need to open up another location. When you open up another location, that location is gonna cost you a lot of money, unless you get into like franchisor kind of relationships. But let's say every restaurant that you open up is going to be capital intensive. You need to invest a lot of money up front to start a new restaurant location, right? So that is not a scalable business. And also each restaurant, there's a limited income potential because you only have so many seats, right? Let's say you only have 20 seats in your restaurant. There's a maximum amount of money you can make in that restaurant, because you can only do 20 customers at a time. Of course, there's takeout and stuff, there's takeaways and stuff. I would say it's very difficult to build a scalable restaurant business. So unless that is your passion and you're willing to work very long hours and take the kind of financial risk a restaurant gives you, and knowing that it's really hard to scale, unless that is your passion, you want to do it, then go ahead. But I would not recommend that to anyone. I would prefer people choose businesses that are easily scalable, right? So for example, I don't know, say a marketing company, right? Marketing, to help people do Facebook advertising or Google advertising, that is a far more scalable business, because all you need is office space and people. As you get more customers, you hire more people to provide the service. It is a more scalable business. Compare that to a restaurant. Every time you want to expand the number of seats in your restaurant, you have to open a new location, right? That is not as scalable. So I would recommend you look at more scalable businesses because you will expand faster and you'll take less risks. Because you don't have to invest upfront, you'll be profitable faster. There's a lot I want to share, but I need to end this video. So I'll share with you the last point I can think of, and that is make sure you have a good accounting team. Make sure you do good bookkeeping and generate accurate financial statements, because those things are important, because those are indicators. These things are like score in a video game, right? So you can look at your financial statement, you can see how much money you're spending, where the revenue is coming from, and then once you have that information, then you can make good decision on how to optimize. Maybe you find out that people are really interested in one particular product, or maybe you find out that your operational cost is too high because you spend too much on, say, marketing or whatever, right? So you can use numbers. So you can use financial statements to gauge the effectiveness and efficiency of your company, of your organization, and your operation. Without that, you really don't know. Like, you don't know how much you're spending, how much money is coming in, where the problems are, where you're spending too much, where are the areas you need to fix, what products customers are buying, what is hot in your product offering. Without those numbers, you don't really know. So make sure you have good accounting team, you have good accounting practice, and you can read a financial statement. That's also very important. I know a lot of Vietnamese business people, they have never generated a financial statement because they don't keep proper books, and they fail because they don't know what their business is doing. So 3 things for this episode, how to start your business, and 3 things I want you to carefully consider. 1, how much money do you have? Do you have enough money to last enough time until your business is profitable? 2, consider how scalable is your business. Some businesses are harder to scale, some businesses are easier to scale. I recommend the easier to scale businesses. They will help you reach profitability, they will help you grow faster. Number 3 is make sure that you have a good accounting team, keep accurate books, and produce financial statements so that you can use those numbers to help you optimize your business. Don't be a fucktard and take fucking action.